Today is MLK Day 2023, and going in line with I Have a Dream speech theme, famous words. Well, I have a dream to one day become a biological mother. I've had this dream for years, and in 2020, 1 week before my 40th birthday, I learned that I have some fertility challenges, specifically with my fallopian tubes being blocked. And it was pretty devastating, but I was told that my only option at the time was IVF. So I started to do my own research and came across some different books and videos and started a journey to get myself cleared to have a baby. And I was doing pretty good and found a holistic practitioner, Agape Healing Arts. Shout out to Dr. Bella and Dr. Keith. Learned about these Mayan stomach massages, really deep massages, acupuncture, yoni steams, yoni cleanses, and so much more. Various herbs to help balance your hormone and enhance your egg quality and so many different things. I mean, it's been a true learning journey. And was doing really well. I was eating cleaner, losing weight, just doing good overall. And then, unfortunately, a plethora of different things happened that really interrupted my flow from just a plethora of things from late 2020 into pretty much all of 2021 and all of 2022. So the last 2 years I've dealt with helping, family members, helping my mom get through breast cancer. Thank God she's a survivor. Losing my grandmother, having COVID twice, and battling long haul issues. And man, talk about how quickly 2 years can go by. And so much can happen within that period of time. It was just one blow after another. So my entire mental focus, of course, physical, was completely off the program. So thankfully, although I'm not 100%, but I am thankfully at least 80-90% better, and things are going a lot smoother. And so I have my 43rd birthday coming up, and so I've decided to refocus, restart this journey. And it definitely isn't. The only thing that's a little easier than the first time of starting was that I do have a lot more knowledge, but I still have so much to learn. But I fell back into old habits that I have to break again, such as my eating habits and detoxes I need to do. Sleeping habits, my sleep pattern is completely out of whack. Workout and exercise habits, so just a lot of wellness adjustments that I have to make. And then I have to go get everything assessed again to see where I am. And I want to share this journey because there are many women out there who are dealing with this, who are particularly single, not married, may not have a significant other or be in a committed relationship and have a partner who is committed to going through this journey with them. And that's where I fall. And, in the spirit of transparency, I've dated, I've been in a relationship or situationship. However, it does not look promising for this path, this journey. And that's been very tough as far as decision goes to move forward without someone, right? It's a very tough decision, but it's a necessary decision because I don't have a ton of years left to do this, not biologically anyways. So more about that later, but the long and short of it is, at this point today, I am pursuing solo motherhood because it is my goal, my intention, my dream. And sometimes you just have to be like, fuck it, gotta go for it, all or nothing, right? And so this is that point where with or without someone, I have to be all in. I have to focus and trust the process and trust that the universe and God will send the appropriate partner at the appropriate time. But for now, I have to focus on the things I need to do. So what am I doing? Well, a few things. So after going to my OBGYN last month, and was kind of reminded of my birthday quickly approaching, and everything else being good, that if I am going to make a decision about motherhood, I need to make a decision now. And so I decided that this is definitely something I want, because every time I see a baby or a child, I feel that desire, that incompleteness, and it just consistently just nags at me, right? So it's like, okay, clearly that feeling's not going anywhere anytime soon, and I don't want to be in a position that down the road I decide that, no, not that I decided, but I look back and say, oh my God, I did not give it 100%. I did not give myself a chance, or my future child a chance, because I didn't commit to doing what was necessary and going through the process to become a mother. So I decided that I'm going to give myself a chance, and I'm going to give it 100%, everything, my energy, spirituality, emotions, the physical energy, my financial resources, because y'all, this thing it can be costly, okay? So I'm committed to doing what I need to do. And so what steps have I taken so far since speaking with my gynecologist last month? Well, because I want to share this because just talking to a couple of close friends who is also considering either being a mother again or themselves not having a child yet, maybe my journey can help someone else. So I would say the first thing is really taking a look at both Western and other wellness practices and other holistic approaches. And so what does that mean? So I am involved in traditional Chinese medicine. And so Some of the herbs and practices that I do with my holistic practitioners include traditional Chinese medicine as well as Mayan medicine. And I am also under the, I guess, tutelage. I'm reading her book, and I'm going to do her retreat. Queen Afua, who authored the book Sacred Woman. And so you may say, wow, that's a lot. Well, the more informed you are, the more you can make better decisions about your body. And most of these practices really and truly very similar in nature. They're saying pretty much the same thing. They're pointing to the same herbs and remedies. They're pointing to the same natural, holistic type practices. So it's not much of a difference. They all really have the basic fundamentals of each other. And so I'm exploring and putting the puzzle pieces together and seeing what works for me. So there's a couple of books that I'll show later. One being The Infertility Cure, which is a book that's specifically based on traditional Chinese medicine. There's Sacred Woman, which really is about the womb care of woman, and that's by Queen Afua. And then there is another book, Eating for Your Hormones, which is really focused on plant-based eating through the entire process of your cycle and what to eat when, but also talks about other nutrients, herbs, minerals, and the importance of those nutrients, herbs, and minerals. So those are kind of three basic books that I'm just following right now. There are some other wellness books, natural eating books, raw food books that I'm, reading to just understand that part. That's more of a lifestyle shift for me. That's a slow progress, but progress nonetheless. I've been plant-based before, vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, and everytarian. So the goal is to ultimately get back into being, at least 75 to 80% plant-based, if not 100 at some point. But it's a progress, right? So those are some of the books that I'm reading. The other thing that I've done is really just line up my holistic team, my wellness team, right? So what does that mean? Well, of course, there's my OBGYN. There are my holistic providers, which is Agape Healing Arts with Dr. Keith and Dr. Bella. But then I also have Dr. Hao, who is a Chinese doctor. She is a family practitioner, so she's Western board certified, medical doctor, but she also practices traditional Chinese medicine in her practice. So she has all the Chinese herbs and supplements. She does acupuncture. She will definitely, get you right. And then to round it all out, kind of round it out, I am actually going to be heading down to my home country, Jamaica, to meet with a herbalist to get some very specific herbs for my issue, natural bush. And so that's happening the end of this month. And then lastly, to round it all out, is actual fertility specialist. So I'm going to see Dr. Scott Rosef, who I hear is one of the top specialists in the region, especially for women who are in their 40s. So he will round out my treatment plan, and my meeting, I have a consultation with him in March, the end of March. So between now and March, it's all about preparation. It's all about getting the body right, getting the mind right, and really understand what I am embarking on. And I'll say the last piece of information that I'm going to share today. Okay, well, two more pieces of information is the decision. The biggest decision for a single woman that I'm learning is who's the daddy? Like, for real, y'all, who's the daddy, right? How you gonna make this daddy thing happen? And really thinking about the choices that I have on the table, right? So the reality is, the easiest thing is to, well, not easiest. Let me not say that. None of this is easy. Let me go through the options that I'm aware of. And I'm exploring and learning and reading. And actually, just a friend of mine sent me a coach who coaches women through choices in motherhood, or if that dream is not accomplished, how to then make peace, right? But we're not going to worry about that making peace part. Because we're going to focus on accomplishing this dream one way or another. So the decision of being a single mother by choice, meaning that just a donor, and this is my baby. There's no obligation from anyone else other than the sperm being donated, whether through a donor bank or through maybe a friend's, or through, believe it or not, I've seen there are social media groups where there are men who are literally donating their sperm and they're using non-medical practice ways to inseminate, okay? Both naturally and artificially, okay? So I've looked at that and I was like, okay, that is very interesting. So that's the solo through a donor option, where there are those various ways of getting a donor. Someone I know, through a social media platform or group, or through an actual donor bank, right? Flipping through a book, looking at all the information of the person and making a decision, okay? So there's that option. Of course, there's the natural, probably the most fun way. But there are things that come with that piece, and that is the natural fun way. That person has to their sperm has to be tested. Is it healthy enough? Does it still swim? Right? Just, will the work, right? And as the person willing to go through that process, that phase, that to be a part of it. And are they willing? Because it's not just about my diet and exercise and the health of my eggs and the health of me, but it's also the health of the sperm and the sperm holder. So, who knew all this stuff, right? Blessings to all of those who just was able to procreate without even thinking about it, right? Because all these things that we got to think about for those of us who really have to go through this type of journey. But yeah, the health of the partner donor, the health of the sperm, mentally, and then of course, if this is a person that I know, then what type of agreements, what type of arrangement is this going to be? Are we co-parenting? And if so, what does that look like? Is there a custody issue? What are the financial commitments, financial obligations, if any? Is this a person that wants to be in a relationship? Is this a person who wants to be an active father or not? I mean, God, it's just so many decisions and just so much to really think about. And it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot mentally. It's a lot emotionally. And we haven't even gotten to the physical part, but it's exciting and I'm happy about it. It's just a lot to process. This is one of the biggest decisions that I will make in my entire life. And I could get hung up on what took me so long and wanting to wait till I get married and want to do things and check every box. And, I did, right? But that's not how things shaped up, right? So I got to take the lemons and make lemonade, lemon drops, lemon balls, whatever out of the situation. So this is just part one of the journey. And I just want to give some background and some transparency of how I kind of got here and what I'm looking forward to. So at this very moment, I am doing what we call a yoni pearl detox. And it's a 9-day detox. Just started a couple of days ago. And I'll post some videos to kind of talk to you about the detox and what's that like as I'm going through it. But I'm also going to start a regular detox this week, which will include just fruits, vegetables, nuts, basic grains. Well, it's not really detox, but fruits, vegetables, really light. So lots of juicing, smoothies, liquids, lots of water, and some sea moss, some aloe. So really just like flushing the body for the next 10 days. And that should, be right around the time that I'm also done with the actual yoni pearls. And then, of course, there's a purge that happens after the yoni pearls that the body will naturally purge. So I'm going to help the body along by doing some clean eating and drinking for about 10 to 14 days as well. And that'll help with the purge and the detox. And then I'll go down and meet with the herbalist. So that's exciting. Nervous, excited, all at the same time. And then I'll let you all know how that goes as that happens. And of course, as I work my way up to my different appointments. So this should be fun. And I just want to thank my family and friends. They know who they are, who are really rooting for me in this journey. And we're just going to see how it unfolds. So more to come. Love and light. Trust in the process. Trust in God. And we're going to make this a reality. So AM's baby journey. Would that be AMBJ? I like that. AMBJ.